Welcome to the RIOT podcast. Happy Friday to you. We made it to the weekend. It's going to be a shorter weekend than normal, but try not to think about that.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to lose an hour.
Yeah, that's a bummer. A shorter weekend, but you can still sleep the same amount if you plan ahead.
Just sleep in longer. Don't go to bed earlier.
Right.
Just stay in bed. Well, hello, Isaiah.
Howdy. How are we doing this today? How
This
are we doing
fine day?
today?
Yeah.
How are we doing this wonderful day?
Yeah,
How are
we're
you doing?
We're doing great.
Oh, I made it through the show. So it's a Friday, trying to get closer to the weekend.
Isaiah, you were in the bathroom, I think. You missed out. I wanted to have you talk about the baldness wedding that was called off.
Oh,
the
yeah,
lady?
the marriage.
Yeah, because you
that
found that story. So I
Yeah.
want your take on it now.
I think that arranged marriages, if you haven't seen them until the day of the wedding, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I think that's a rough way to do it. And then you show up, you have no idea what this guy looks like. I don't blame her for not wanting to walk down the aisle either.
Yeah.
But see, I was telling Hudson, I feel like first, that's just her excuse because she just didn't want to get
Yeah,
married.
It's a pretty good excuse, though.
It is, but it's hard. Like if you meet someone for a date and you first judge each other's appearances, sometimes that stops someone, or sometimes you just keep going and you do a few more dates to get to know their heart, the inside of them. And I feel like it's sad because maybe they would have loved each other or got along, but everybody's so quick to judge.
The appearance alone.
Yeah, but when you don't have enough dating time in person ahead of time, you just can't get deeper than just like the surface. But I do feel bad for the guy because, man, she
Tough
ran.
looks for him.
Yeah.
It's not easy for the baldies out there.
But I mean, he was wearing a wig, so maybe under normal circumstances, it doesn't look like he does.
He just needs to accept. So you got to embrace what you have. And for him, it's baldness. So stop trying to fake people out. That's a way of lying.
Well, I don't know. If that's what makes him feel more confident and better about himself, better picking up girls or whatever he's doing, then that's a good thing for him. Everybody has a little fake thing on him.
But he wasn't picking up girls. He's trying to get a wife.
Yeah, exactly. I know. He can't even pick up on his own. His family had to arrange it for him.
Someone had to do that. But, oh, well, again, there's plenty of attractive men who have no hair. And so, maybe he's just fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
What else did you like about the podcast?
We talked about things that we like that are burnt. And I thought that was an interesting little thing that we did.
Yeah. That was a good question you found.
An interesting little thing
we just wanted to talk
that we
about
did.
food.
We did.
We're trying to find different ways to make that happen. But we talked about foods that you don't mind or actually prefer if they burn. And then that morphed into food that you kind of like undercooked. Not to make you sick, but like undercooked enough to be more mushy. So when you hear that, have any ideas, if you text 877 to RadioU, we would love to hear from them.
There's other food stuff in the podcast, but there's one thing we didn't talk about it, not only in the podcast, but not on the show at all. So let me bring it up now. Yesterday was National Ranch Day.
As in dressing?
Yeah. Hidden Valley Ranch, they always are doing their things. They made a diamond out of ranch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Powdered ranch.
What's that even mean? What's that mean?
They
a diamond?
made it.
Have you seen the diamonds that you can make out of dead people? So
No.
Or your pet when they get cremated.
Interesting.
They can take the ashes and put it in jewels, and so it makes a
sparkly thing.
Yeah, like a modified diamond, and you're like, here was my first husband, and they're in
My
the
dog
ring.
Jim.
Yeah, in
Here
the
he
ring.
is.
And so I think they would take the ranch powder and make that into
That's what they did. They did
diamond.
the powder and made a lab created diamond. So you think you could eat that?
The diamond?
Yeah.
You can't eat it.
Why not? It's made out of ranch.
But it's hard. It's
how
a
would it taste?
diamond.
You think it would taste like ranch?
Well,
I think if
then
you licked it, it might.
use that argument for the passed away people ring.
Yeah, exactly. You think you could eat it? No.
Would you want to?
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
I do have this big bottle of powdered ranch because I got it once at Costco because I was like, dude, this is ranch. What can I do with it? I never use it, but I see a ton of TikToks where people make things with it. So either I make it into a diamond on my own, or I got to start using that up.
One more question on ranch, and then we'll just go to the rest of the podcast. This is bonus stuff because we didn't even talk about this on the show. Ranch dressing. Do you guys think that there is a difference between the ranch dressing you buy from the store and the ranch that you get with your wings when you go get wings at a restaurant?
Sometimes, yeah.
Just depends on the brand where you're at,
What's the best brand of ranch?
What's the best brand or what's the best place to get ranch?
Both. I want to hear both if you have an opinion on it.
I think that the best brand of ranch, at least the one that I have in my house, is just the Kroger ranch.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one that I use. I don't know if it's the best one, but it's the one that's in my fridge right now. And then if I had to go with a ranch to eat, I don't know. I really like the ranch that like Roosters has. They have like a really thick ranch. That's a good one. I also like B-Dub's ranch too. I think it's pretty good.
That's interesting.
I feel like some places they sneak in blue cheese in it, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not as much a fan of ranch. Like I don't even eat ranch with my wings. But I know some people, including my wife, they take it very seriously. There's something different. You can't have restaurant wings with ranch from home if you get the wings to go.
It's different.
People won't do that. And I know my wife doesn't, but she's not the only one. You got to get all the ranch they'll give you if you go to B-Dubs.
Well, that was Ranch Conspiracy from The Riot.
Yes.
Enjoy the podcast today. It also features Steve. Oh, yeah, him too. From Wolves at the Gate. He joined us for a New Music Friday that we were hosting on RadioU. But enjoy the podcast and hop over to RadioU Riot on Facebook or YouTube when you're done to watch our interview with Steve.
Have a good weekend. We'll
Bye-bye.
catch you next
See you
time.
guys.
Lower your expectations enough and you'll never be disappointed. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Now, do you remember it was a while ago that mac and cheese ice cream, an official Kraft Mac and Cheese ice cream, it went on sale. Do you recall?
Yes, it was some ice cream place in New York. And I think they shipped it, but you could also get it inside the parlor.
Yes, that's right.
But it was a small run.
And it's the ice cream place in question. It's actually called Van Leeuwen Ice Cream.
Yeah.
And when they initially made this Kraft Mac and Cheese ice cream, it was last summer. It sold out within 1 hour of going on sale, and then within 1 day at their actual store.
Oh, they said nearly 10,000 scoops of the mac and cheese ice cream.
So it was popular enough for them to sell out pretty quickly. Well, now they're bringing it to potentially a Walmart near you where it will also sell out.
Stop lying.
Yeah.
Walmart, I used to be like, oh, that's great. It's a Walmart exclusive. Do you remember when Target exclusives were hard to find?
Uh-huh.
Now Walmart gets everything. And they're never there.
No. Well, I think there's some cleverness that they're maybe doing with this, where they say that it's a Walmart exclusive, but that doesn't mean you'll actually be able to get it at Walmart. It just means you definitely won't be able to get it anywhere else.
I kind of agree with you there. So they're going to do a Kraft Mac and Cheese ice cream flavor at Walmart. And then are they doing anything else or just that one?
They've got 6 other flavors that are going to be coming to Walmarts as well. Some of them are pretty unique. So see if you would rather have the mac and cheese or some of these options. A pizza option.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
No. Mac and cheese over pizza.
Cream cheese and mozzarella ice cream with tomato jam swirl and a basil crust cookie. Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Cold pizza can be good.
Maybe.
How about Planet Earth? That is blue spirulina almond ice cream and pieces of matcha green tea cake.
I'd probably enjoy that.
That sounds not good.
Worse than pizza?
All right, here we go. This is a good one. Hot honey.
Oh, I bet that's good.
Vanilla ice cream with honeycomb and swirls of hot honey.
I will try that one. I love hot honey.
Royal wedding cake.
Yep, that's also good.
Floral sweet cream cheese ice cream with chunks of lemon sponge cake with layers of elderflower. Now, that sounds fancy.
Hey, we won't come to your wedding, but we'll come eat your wedding cake.
Are they talking about the actual royal wedding? Is that the cake they had for
maybe
like Meghan and Harry or whatever their names are?
Oh, we don't remember much royalty, do we?
I do not.
This one sounds good. Bourbon cherries Jubilee. Ooh. Sweet ice cream with swirls of bourbon cherry compote. And then there's a wild blueberry shortcake, which is blueberries swirled with vanilla ice cream and chunks of shortcake.
Now, some of those have to be winners, right?
Some of those have to be good. Most of those sound good.
I think, I would definitely give all of them a try. Now, if we're doing, there's no chance we're getting all 7 of these all at once. So we're just going to have to go one by one if we can find them.
Good luck.
They sound pretty fun. But mac and cheese ice cream, pizza ice cream.
Not forever. So this is Van Leeuwen's ice cream, which will be available at Walmart. They say it'll be 7 exclusive pint flavors, so it's the small ones. 50 states online for a 10-week rotation starting March 14th.
So how do we sign up to get like alerts?
We're just going to have to buy them online.
Yeah.
We just can't keep going to stores, guys. They're never there.
They're never there, but they're not usually online either.
Well, you're right. Okay, someone make a notation. So March 14th, we can at least try then.
Yeah, we're going to, this is the type of thing we're going to have to look online every day to see if it comes up on the Walmart website.
Now
and
it
it's not going to.
We would say rate and review the podcast. But let's be honest, that would probably hurt more than hell. The Worst of the Riot podcast.
Daylight savings time.
We're finally there. We lose an hour.
It's actually I just did the thing that I know I'm not supposed to do. It's daylight saving time. There we're only saving once.
We're saving 1 hour.
Only one saving, not multiple savings. So I like this article that says, are there benefits to daylight saving time?
Some people like it.
Yeah, some people, but there's a lot of negatives, and they lead off the story with those. For example, that the day after we turn the clocks forward, there are more accidents on the road, 6% more on the Monday following daylight saving time. Also, there are more heart attacks and strokes the day after we switch the clocks as well. And
what's so, because you lose 1 hour? Or
yeah,
is everybody
I don't know.
stressed?
Everybody's there because you're forcing your body to get up when it's not used to. When it's not used to it.
Well, we're not
And that
saying
could-
like 12 hours. We're just saying 1 hour.
But your body's not ready for that.
It's not. Well, you're supposed to go to
But-
bed earlier to
Yeah.
compensate.
But your body's not ready to do that either. Okay. And here's the kicker. In November, when we switch the clocks and push them back so that we get the extra hour of sleep, the accidents and the heart attacks and strokes go down on that following Monday.
Well, they say, though, that if we could ever just not have the time change,
Yeah.
this would be the one that we're going into is what we would always have.
Yes, that's what I want.
See, I like the other one. I like
What?
when it's darker early.
Why?
I just do.
Well, you know
it's
who
a
doesn't.
safer time.
You know who doesn't like that?
You.
Well, yeah, that's one, but also businesses.
Sure.
That in the list of benefits for daylight saving time, they say that when there's more sunlight after people get off work at a general work day, it's already dark when you're leaving work, you're less likely to stop. And I want to say, I didn't think about that, but that actually is definitely true.
Well, I really I don't hate it until it gets to like June or July, when in our area, it'll be bright out till like 10:30.
Yeah, what's so bad about that?
Well, you're just like, I have to go to bed now.
Yeah?
Can the sun go to bed?
Nikki, I think you're just not tired enough.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah.
I got to go outside and
play.
play.
If you were as tired as I am, you could just sleep no matter what is going on outside.
Little Nikki needs to go outside and ride her bike.
Yeah,
and
right.
then come in and go to bed.
Get your energy out. Then it doesn't matter how bright it is outside. You're going to fall asleep on that pillow at 10 o'clock or whatever it is. I think there was some other stuff that benefits. Let's see. Yeah, you know what?
That's the main ones.
That's about it. So basically, what you need to know is daylight saving time is killing people, but it's better for business. So isn't that America?
Wow, that's it right there.
And we won't get rid of it.
So if you haven't already, they say maybe start getting up a tiny bit earlier just to lessen the impact when you wake up on Monday all mad and everything.
Yeah, right. So you can try. You don't want to get into an accident.
There are two types of people in this world, and Hudson has a problem with both. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Good morning, Isaiah, as you sit down. Welcome
As
in.
he gets comfortable.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I saw Isaiah pointed out this. It's a great question, and so I want to I want to ask it not just to I want to ask it to everybody.
Sure.
It's what tastes better a little burnt.
What a weird question.
It's
How
a
did
good
that
one
come
though,
up?
isn't it?
That is.
He found it on Reddit.
Oh, he did?
I'll reveal your secrets.
No.
It wasn't your
He didn't
own
even
thought.
ask me where I found it.
Well, that's
I thought about it yesterday, and then
You
I was like,
did?
I wonder if this question has ever been asked before.
Oh.
And then I found it on Reddit because I ate something yesterday that I thought tasted better burnt
Yeah.
as I was making it, which was my toast that I made yesterday because I had it in there for a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Let's just make it a little bit crispier. And so I put it back in there, and I was like, man, it's crazy this tastes better burnt. And then I went through like all the things that taste better burnt. And another thing that I came to the conclusion of, which I think this is an obvious one, but it would be like bacon, obviously.
Sure.
Is it a little bit
Crispy
better
bacon?
when it's a little bit crispier, you know?
That's controversial right there.
Oh, you don't like it that way?
No, I just know that I've seen the charts on the internet where it's like 7 different strips of bacon and they're all cooked slightly different. And then you go in the comments, the opinions are heated about 1 to 7. People have people love each. There's a different one for every person.
Sure.
But I think I like my bagels kind of burnt.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
everything
so
bagel.
bread.
Yeah, just anything bread. But it also is tough because what some people will say is burnt, other people will say is charred
Limp.
to a crisp. Yeah, right. And other people will say not burnt at all.
Well, you normally will smell if it's really burnt, like if you're really going for it. Otherwise, just a little bit more toastier.
What tastes better when it has a bit of smoke coming off of
Well,
it?
I totally agree with the toast saying. My toast has to usually be pretty close to burnt.
Yeah.
But I also like pizza really crispy.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't
Pretty
know about
close
that.
to kind of burnt on the sides or on the crust on the bottom. Not totally burnt because we don't want the burnt taste.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But if you walk right up to it, I really like it extra crispy.
See, another good question would be what tastes better slightly undercooked? Because that would be pizza for me. I like when you get like the pizza with the, like you
In
do
the
a
middle
frozen
part.
pizza or something, and you don't cook it all the way, so it's still kind of doughy. Ooh.
Oh gosh, why can't we?
I don't know about
pizza
that.
Right
You don't
now?
know? You don't like the doughiness?
I don't like the doughiness. Not so much. The
I
doughiness.
love, sometimes chocolate chip cookies.
Right.
Ooh,
yeah.
now we're talking.
They're better a little burnt,
Yep.
but they're also
Whoa.
better. They're also better a little undercooked.
Yes.
Yes,
But what
undercooked.
you don't want to do with cookies is bake them the right amount of time.
That's right.
No.
More or less, not the
I-
exact right amount.
I like when they're kind of undercooked and you pick them up and they just melt away.
They kind of fall apart.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Spoon.
You can't really hold it unless you have like your palm completely open. It's just sitting on there.
So we're actually asking what tastes a little bit better burnt, but then what else do you do like undercooked but not enough to make you sick?
Yeah, some people looking at the Reddit thing, this is a good one. If you get like corn on the cob, like roasted ears of corn.
Oh, is that good?
Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds good no matter how you cook it, honestly. I'm pretty hungry.
Hudson, are you super hungry right now?
Yeah, I know it's early, but I
all
could eat.
sounds good.
I could eat. Any other ideas? People, another one that's coming up, stuff with tortillas, which still kind of
Yeah.
falls under the bread umbrella of things, but I think that's a good call.
Like if you're
going to
make a quesadilla and it's nice and
Yeah.
crunchy,
Oh, yeah,
comparatively so to a little bit softer.
Oh, I like marshmallows. So like if you make
Oh,
s'mores,
yeah.
you like catch it
right.
on fire? Do you-
I set the thing on fire and then I just go.
Yep, that's
and
the
then
way
I
to do
enjoy
it.
the s'mores.
That is the way to do it, man. It sounds like there's a lot of things that are a little bit better burnt.
We're fine with that. I'm surprised we haven't caused any more fires.
Yeah.
we tend to like, at least with everything that we toast.
Well, good question, Isaiah.
Some talking, a little bit of yelling, and a whole lot of eating. The Riot, RadioU.
Would you like to stay in for the movies this weekend?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because this is a good weekend to do that.
Eric went last night and saw the Batman.
Oh, yeah?
Real late at night.
And thoughts?
He liked it. He liked
Oh,
it more
yeah?
than he thought he would.
More than The Dark Knight?
It was so late. I was asleep when he came home.
Oh, okay.
And I checked in with him when I left this morning. But I left so early, I don't think he wanted to talk.
Yeah, he didn't give the full.
He did
All right.
not.
Well, we'll wait for a more full review from Eric, and I should have a full one soon as well. But if you don't want to go out and see the Batman or something else, we have a couple options on streaming this weekend. On Disney Plus, they have the new Pixar movie, Turning Red. Have you seen the previews for that?
I watched some, but not like the full trailer. So I don't know, like, who's that going to be for?
Well, it's Pixar, so
Could
it's
be for
going to be
everybody.
entertaining for children and probably more emotional than you're prepared for an adult.
They said it's kind of like, what was the one with your feelings? Was it
Inside Out?
Inside Out,
Yeah.
kind of like that.
You like Inside Out?
I did. I think I cried during
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I think I have a lot of feelings.
Inside Out, that one hits pretty hard. That's underrated.
They did. They knew how to hit Nikki.
And Bing Bong.
that's
Don't even start on me on Bing Bong.
I cry at that part still.
Well, I guess if you liked Inside Out and you
Bong.
cried, you got to be prepared to cry at Turning Red, which I don't know. I feel like maybe this is a recurring theme with me, but I've seen the preview for Turning Red. I've seen it. I remember seeing it in theaters because it was initially supposed to come out in theaters, which is something that some of the people that made the movie aren't very happy about.
Oh, really?
That they pulled it from theaters. But when I saw it in theaters, I was like, that doesn't really look that good. I know it's Pixar, but it doesn't really look that good. And but now the reviews are coming out. It has like over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it has been popular so far, at least among the critics. And it's Pixar, so you got to, I guess, at least give it a chance. When do they really let you down? Besides, well, I can name a couple, but generally they don't really let you down.
Well, as outside of the animated fare.
Yeah, if you want something different, Netflix has a new movie. If I remember correctly, they promoted this during the Super Bowl quite a bit. It's called The Adam Project.
Yeah, is that finally out?
That's the new, Ryan Reynolds movie is out this weekend where, what is he, time traveling or something?
He goes back in time to meet his younger self.
And that one, the review's not quite as positive on. It looks like it actually, on Rotten Tomatoes, 70%. That's still pretty good, right?
It's not bad, especially for just streaming only.
And I don't know if what you can take away from this because it's early on, but a 94% audience score. So maybe the Adam Project, you could fit that into your weekend streaming. If you want to go out to the theaters, the big new release, the biggest, is a Zac Efron movie called Gold. Where, what does he do? He
searches for gold.
Yeah, probably out in the old west. He's a prospector.
I still feel like most people will go see Batman.
Yeah, Batman's probably the best option for you in theaters. And then there's some other more obscure horror movies out this weekend and stuff. But generally, you're looking at going back to see the Batman or either Turning Red or the Adam Project if you want something new.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on RadioU.
The MLB lockout is over.
Hey, so like how late is it from when the season and stuff was supposed to start?
Well, spring training was probably supposed to start about 10 days ago. I don't know exactly.
Not very much.
Not bad.
We only they only canceled like 1 week of games. So not very much.
They can't. They reached an agreement quick enough that they're still planning on having the full schedule after all.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because the season is too long, but
hey, you weren't involved in the negotiations,
yeah, right.
Okay?
I was just, I didn't want them to be locked out. I wanted baseball to be back, but also, do we really need to do a whole 162? Just cut out a few.
Do we really need April baseball? No. Nobody's watching those games.
Now, I saw on Facebook that they're supposed to make the bases bigger. Was that just a lie? Or was that
no,
real?
they are.
Tell us about some of the changes you saw, Isaiah, that they agreed to.
I saw that they're making the bases bigger, which essentially is for like
Is that
player
'cause we're
safety.
bigger as a society?
Exactly. So that way everybody has more room on the base.
Our
Okay.
feet have gotten larger collectively over
and
the years.
it's supposed to make like stealing bases easier too. So like for like a more exciting game, I guess. But then some of the other ones they were like they no longer allowing the shift in baseball, which was a very like
they really
controversial
got rid of
thing.
that?
Yeah, they got rid of the
that's
shift.
dumb.
So the
That's
shift is it's another thing that's supposed to help the batters. Yet again, make it a more exciting game, which I think is
helping the batters that aren't very good.
Well, whatever. But at the end of the day, baseball is notoriously kind of being hit on for being a more boring sport for a lot of people.
Sure.
And so they're trying to make it a little bit more exciting to try to get some of their fans back, as it has been declining in watch time over the past couple of years, therefore making the changes like having more stolen bases, an exciting thing in baseball, as the same with having the ball and play more exciting thing in baseball.
Yeah,
Okay.
they also, the big one is that they have gotten rid of pitchers hitting, at least like being forced to hit.
For a second I was like, they don't get to hit anymore?
Yeah,
Because they're not always the best at it, or
Exactly.
Most of them do seriously suck.
well, they're there for pitching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Which I don't know. I didn't play baseball long enough to understand why most pitchers couldn't still continue to learn to hit. I guess they're just too busy pitching. But that's a controversial move as well. A lot of the moves they made are controversial, but they think that they're going to be the right thing to do. I guess the universal DH, designated hitter, is what they call it, to get rid of the pitcher. That's fine. I do wish they wouldn't have gotten rid of the shift, because that's a strategic thing. It's like banning certain types of defense in other sports, because that's what it is defense. So that is disappointing. They expanded the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. More playoff teams. So all in all, are you more excited about baseball now than you were like a year ago?
I don't know if I'm more excited. I hope that these changes do make it more exciting. I'm a little bit more excited for like if the bases do, like if the bigger bases help us like more steals and stuff, as well as like the shift help the ball get and play more, that'll be more exciting for the fans just because it'll be more exciting when there's better offense. That's how every sport is now. If you look at the NBA, what is it? It's all offense. If you look at the NFL, all the rules are created so the offense can do better, and baseball is doing the same thing. So hopefully it can make it a more entertaining product.
Nikki, as a casual fan?
I'm just, in my mind, I'm imagining the biggest bases ever.
Nikki's like, I hope they're so big.
They're so big that you're like, boop, I'm on it.
Yes.
So I don't think I'm the right one to ask, but anything to make it, yes, more exciting.
More exciting. Well, it's good to have baseball back. I always knew I'd be happy whenever they reached an agreement, even though it was really annoying to see it all play out. But I'm happier than I thought I would be.
Well,
I really want baseball to start, which is good. The spring training starts Sunday, so it's coming up. So happy baseball season, everybody.
What if they get there an hour off because of the time change?
Oh, no.
They should just push it back to Monday, right?
Okay,
It'd make more sense.
That's good.
If you're looking for diet motivation, you won't find it here. The Riot, RadioU.
It is The Riot on RadioU. Happy New Music Friday to everyone.
Yep, today for Wolves of the Gate, it is their New Music Friday.
Yeah, so we've got your chance to win their new album, Eulogies, which is out today. And now we get to talk to one of the creators of said album. This is Steve from Wolves at the Gate. Steve, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, guys?
They can't. You have to talk through the wave for the radio. You're like, he's waving.
I'm waving to you guys.
That's why I like the clap.
Hate
yes.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Steve, how are you doing today? Happy new release day.
Yeah, I'm doing good. So glad to have this record out finally.
It's been a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bit, and I don't know. I think COVID's made everything feel like an eternity. So maybe it hasn't been that long, but I don't know how old I am. I don't know how long it's been. It just feels like forever.
Well, I have to say for Wolves at the Gate, though, I actually noticed and was impressed that sometimes for bands now, like it takes a long time. Like bands are sitting on their music way longer than they used to kind of find that right time in between everything else that's going on. But I really appreciated you guys putting out, music videos and so many songs leading up to it to get really excited for Eulogies, whereas other bands maybe just would have stayed more quiet closer to its release. So I thought it was great that you guys still got so much music and hype out for Eulogies compared to others.
Yeah. I mean, if it was up to me, as soon as we recorded the record, I would just put it out. But that's probably not the smartest business move,
Sure. Well, I thought it was good what you guys did, but I understand, you'd want to have it out a little bit sooner than later. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Steve, I was going to ask, obviously, we got to talk about the new album a little more, but what else has been occupying all of your time besides new music stuff?
Since there was time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that's been occupying a lot of my time.
Sure.
Doing the music videos. We have some other video type stuff that we did that we're really excited to share. Writing the songs. We self-produced, so we did a lot of the work ourselves too. So, we weren't just a bunch of divas going into a studio, recording and walking out. We were doing a lot of the hard labor that goes with, creating a record.
Yeah.
So a lot of our time was spent doing that. But I guess apart from that, just been doing a lot of work at my house. I've had lots of plans, just had to save, the money to do it. Built a new front porch. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the carpentry stuff that you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I really like to do apart from music stuff is I love building. And so, I built a new front porch and I'm building an addition currently off the back of our house. So now that the record's done, my wife's like, all right, so your next project, you can start that now.
Well, let me go back to you were mentioning, so you guys self-produced Eulogies. So instead of bringing in another producer who's like a third party sort of thing, is that easier or harder? Are you harder on yourself, or did you like when you used to have an outside band person to kind of get their input, or what's the pros and cons on self-producing?
Yeah, I mean, the con is we have the last word, and so we're all kind of stuck inside our own minds and brains and what we think is good. But I think we found over the years that we just like what our instincts are the best. The five of us, working together. It's not really anyone in particular. It's just the five of us kind of all looking at songs and going, is this who we are? Is this what we want? How we want to maybe change or grow, or how we feel this song should go, or what do we want to say? There's just a lot of times that I think a producer can be really helpful, but sometimes maybe a little confusing what we really want to be. So we definitely got like outside opinions, guys in bands that we're friends with, kind of showing them certain songs and saying, hey, what do you think about this part? Or would you do this differently, and get some of that feedback. And then we would deliberate ourselves. But I think we really prefer kind of utilizing people with their strengths outside of the band, but then knowing what our strengths are and really leaning on that and kind of trusting our gut.
And still having the last call.
Yeah, exactly. And if we're wrong, then, we just have ourselves to blame, and we can all live with that. So
now the new album is called Eulogies. So I have to ask, is that alluding to something?
No, it's not the death of the band, is it?
Yeah, we knew that was going to be, questioned. Yeah, it's not the death of the band.
I told
you should leave a mystery. You should not answer the question. Just be like, no comment then.
Yeah. Well, it could be the last one. We look at every record like it could be the last, and so you never know. But no plans as of right now to eulogize ourselves.
Well, today for Eulogies, it is New Music Friday for Wolves of the Gate. So here on RadioU, make sure you're listening all day for your chance to win a copy, download of Wolves of the Gate for Eulogies. And I know we'll play Stop the Bleeding in a moment. So for Wolves of the Gate, now that today you were mentioning you're going back to the carpentry stuff, do you get a little bit of a break, or since albums take now longer to get out to fans and stuff, do you feel as pressured to jump back into songwriting, or do you have a little bit more of a break time before the next project starts?
No.
That was a long pause.
Yeah. Well, I'm only saying that because last night, I usually try to wait until the record comes out and then get like a fresh restart on writing music again, because it just seems impossible after every record. To me, honestly, it just feels like I don't have any ideas left. And I've probably have said this in every single interview after every single album, and thankfully it's not the case, but it's always hard starting up. So last night, it was the first time I sat down and just started playing guitar again to write music. And the first time is always painful, because you just feel like I'm like, have I never played guitar before? Like, what is going on? But that's part of the creative process is, you have to go through a lot of bad ideas and kind of also, I just don't want to do the same thing I did on Eulogies. We want to continue to make something different that's exciting to us. So, so the process has started, the long, slow journey to making a new record.
Well, Steve, if you want to bring producer Hudson in, I'm sure he has some fantastic ideas that have never been done before. What do you think, Hudson?
Oh, I'm always up for it. Always up for it.
And he can help with your building addition at your house.
Oh, I'll just make things worse. Okay. You don't want me helping on that.
Well, don't, just put a pin on that and maybe for later.
I think I could learn a thing or two, though, from Steve. That's for sure.
Yeah, you could. He'll come out. You're just going to have to teach him everything.
I'll be your apprentice.
Well, yeah, you and my 5-year-old son Johnny, you'll have to get behind him.
We're probably about the same level, anyways. He's probably ahead of me, to be honest with you.
That's right. Well, this is Steve from Wolves of the Gate. We are so excited for Eulogies to finally be out today, and like I mentioned, be listening today for your chance to win a download of that every hour today, and we'll play Stop the Bleeding. Thank you, Steve, so much for getting up with us this morning.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Steve. It is The Riot.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on RadioU.
You know what today is? It's March 11th. And do you guys realize that is kind of considered the anniversary of when COVID-19 where we really had lockdowns and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, for everybody?
Oh.
Yeah, this was like the big day
Well, I
2
don't
years
wanna
ago.
Celebrate today.
You don't want to
then.
celebrate.
No wonder my nose is so stuffed
No,
up.
but,
Oh,
but I was thinking, what do you guys remember? Because it feels like it was forever ago.
But it was 2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago. What do you guys remember about the start of when COVID-19 became a thing?
Well, I remember still having to come to work. And then
Yeah.
everybody else texting in being like, hey, it's weird because they were working from home for the first time.
Yeah.
And that was super odd for a lot of people. And they were all texting us about it while I was still at work. I was like, wait a minute.
This doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't bragging or anything.
Yeah.
But everybody was just a bit weirded out by actually being able to work from home without getting in trouble.
Yeah, something unique about doing radio was that we did still come to work.
Yeah.
Not a lot changed for us in that regard. But what did
Except
change?
no traffic anymore.
Yeah, right.
Those were the days.
And we got special letters.
Yeah, we had special
in
letters.
case we ever got pulled over by the police telling us to get back to our house.
Which never happened
No,
to anyone
never
ever.
happened.
I guarantee no one ever. They were like, "What are you doing out and about right now? You need to be at your house." That
But
never happened.
Every time something comes up that's big that would maybe, like even weather related, we get letters for everything in case you do get pulled over. So you could be
Yeah.
like, hey, I get to go. And so you kind of always wish you would have gotten pulled over.
Yes.
But you don't want to go through the drama with all that.
Yeah, I don't know if a cop would believe us anyways.
They wouldn't
They'd be
even
like,
care.
"Oh, you can get this letter anywhere.
You're
Nice-
arrested. Go
nice
home."
job." Yeah.
Okay, I'll go home. Let me just get back on the highway.
Yeah.
So I'll head back to my place.
You're like, but officer, the FCC says I can come in.
I live this way, I swear. Drives to work.
So Nikki and I, we both worked here at RadioU. Isaiah, you didn't. What was it like for you? You were living somewhere else
You were
too.
still in college,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I was still in college, so we just went on spring break and never came back. That's exactly what happened. We went on spring break and never came back.
Probably not the most exciting return from spring break.
No, it was not. Just we went home from school and then they just told us don't come back. We're
Yeah,
doing
you couldn't
everything
go back
online,
on campus.
and then it was awesome.
Do you guys remember, how do you remember that first day? In my mind, I'm thinking there was Tom Hanks getting when he tested positive and the NBA basketball games, stopping and pulling players off the court, and the Donald Trump speech. And I don't know if that really was all in one day and then a bunch of other stuff too, or just if I remember it as one day.
I don't know.
You know,
I don't
'cause-
remember back that. I don't remember all those details. I remember the
remember-
Tom Hanks thing because they're like,
Yeah.
but it's Tom Hanks.
Not Tom Hanks. What do you remember?
Yeah, I remember the March Madness was just beginning, and
Yeah.
they were doing the first I think it was the conference championship games,
Right.
and they started canceling them all like crazy. And then there was a game that was at halftime that they told everybody just to stop, and that was the main thing that I really remember from them.
Jeez, think about that. It's still so weird to imagine that. You don't have to imagine it. It actually happened, but you
Well-
think about it. It's how did we actually live through that?
It's funny though. Now you're like, well, what's weird about that? Because it's become the normal.
Yeah.
Whereas back then it was super nervous. And
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody thought beef was going to be gone.
Yeah.
Do you remember all that? And then the toilet paper.
Oh, you
stuff.
couldn't get toilet
Oh,
paper
my
anywhere.
gosh.
I remember going to the store, and I kind of went after everybody had already done their thing. I was a little late to it, and so that was actually quite frightening. That was one of the creepiest experiences. Is walking through the grocery store. It was not late at night, but it was in the evening, and just nobody there, nothing on the shelves, and it's just like, man, what are you gonna do? Are things about to get a lot crazier than you thought? It was a crazy time, and here we are, and things are basically back to normal 2 years later.
2 years. It depends on where you're at. Things
Yeah.
can now they're just like the toilet paper can be gone again for other reasons.
Yeah, for no reason.
Or it's not gone, but they're cutting back on the rolls.
Yes.
Or we might get locked down because nobody will be able to afford gas.
Sure.
So you just don't know. But
You guys are working from home again because you just don't want to go into work anymore.
Yeah.
'Cause who wants to pay for gas at this point?
well, again, we made it through that. We'll make it through whatever else we're going
Yeah.
through. It's that's a positive spin, right?
So they count this as the 2-year mark anniversary thing for the start of when everything kind of really locked down from COVID.
Happy
Gosh, it is weird to think about that again.
Yeah. Happy anniversary, everybody.
Well, thanks. Thanks, Hudson.
Another happy year.
We've done you a favor by selecting the best of the worst and compiling it all in one place. Riot Podcast, RadioU.
You're a girl, right?
Yes.
What does it mean when a girl says it's fine?
It's not fine.
Yeah.
But
they don't want. But what?
they don't want to make it even worse. Or they're just not ready to talk about it, maybe.
Yes,
that
exactly.
could be just pushing it off for another time. But for right now, it's fine.
Just because you say it's fine doesn't mean it's actually fine.
Correct.
Just because you say that doesn't mean there's something under the surface that you don't want to talk about. Which, by the way, speaking of under the surface, I listened to that, to the Encanto songs,
Oh, yes,
all of them.
You did.
That one's better than the Bruno one.
Okay.
The undersurface one. Anyways, but under the surface, there can be stuff going on. Just because or another way to put it is the absence of conflict doesn't mean peace, right?
Sure.
Just because there's nothing no actual fighting going on at the moment doesn't mean there isn't stuff. Doesn't mean everything is peaceful and all great. And that's not just true in relationships. And it's not just true in life. It's true for each of us, where you might have stuff going on in your life that just because it's not causing a conflict at the moment, just because there isn't actively like something going wrong in your life, doesn't mean there isn't stuff that needs to be addressed.
Well, I know a lot of people who, it's not us, but go to work every morning and you're like, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, not active conflict, but it just is not the best situation.
But you just continue on, but
Yeah.
eventually that comes to a head if it's not dealt with. And so that can be a lesson for each of us, that we need to have that stuff under the surface that's kind of bubbling beneath. It needs to be dealt with. And the good news is God can help you with that. Jesus sees what's going on beneath the surface, sees the stuff that maybe you don't even realize at the moment is potentially a ticking time bomb that could go off. Jesus is ready to help you handle that, where you can talk to God. You can go to God with whatever it is that you've got going on, or just go open and say, hey, God, I don't know what's going on in my life that needs to be tinkered with a little bit, but I'm ready to listen to you because I know you care about me and you love me and you can help. God does. Jesus does care about you, and he sees the stuff under the surface that maybe we aren't always so aware of. And he's ready to help out with that.
He wants to help you get to the point where it is fine, and we're not just saying
yes,
it's
100%.
fine.
So if you want that, all you need to do is start talking to God. Say, hey, Jesus, I'm ready. I'm ready for you to help me out a little bit. Show me what's under the surface that needs to be dealt with and show me how to deal with it. And he will. If you want to know more, RadioU.com/free gift.
Would Hudson and Nikki's celebrity couple nickname be Hucky or Nidson? It's a good thing they aren't together. The Riot, Radio U.
All right. So are you guys insured? You're pet owners. Are you insured?
Well, I'm insured as just like a person, but
Yeah.
I don't have like pet insurance.
No, not for if your pet, like that's pet
Like if they
insurance.
get sick?
Yeah, no, I mean insured as in if your pet causes any damage around your home.
I'd be too embarrassed, though my pets have caused damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, major damage.
You've
of
never
course.
submitted a claim?
No, like I think the worst was I had a Mastiff. His name was Apollos.
Uh-huh.
And
But that's not a candy bar.
well, Apollos, no, but I mean, he was 160 pounds. Like he was a big dog. And I remember I came home one day, and like when you go up your steps, if you go up, like this is a different flight of stairs.
Yeah.
He had chewed the end of one of these stairs
Oh.
off, and I was ready to
my gosh.
we wanted to move, and so I
Yeah.
had to have that rebuilt.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Because whatever he would do, he's just so big. It wasn't damaging; it was just destroying.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But I didn't claim it because
You didn't?
I would have been too embarrassed. And then that brings your own rate up. so.
Actually, it's funny you bring that up because so the story
But
we
I
have
miss you,
here
Apollos. You're a great dog.
is Aviva. They're a British insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
So they've released some stories and some information about pets that have caused damage and claims that they've received. Now, they do point out that for most insurance policies, they do not cover damage caused by chewing, scratching, tearing,
That's not an
or
act of God.
going potty. so that probably wouldn't have been covered anyways.
Yeah, probably
Might as well
not.
not have submitted the claim.
But when you look at all the examples, a lot of them are big dogs still.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all big dogs.
Do you think, I want to know if you guys think you could repair your relationship with your dog if you had to submit some of these claims? Like the best one is a Labrador Great Dane mix named Whiskey. He turned on the water tap in his home, the owner's kitchen.
Oh, I bet he was tall enough to try to
Yeah,
drink
to
the
reach
water.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen some videos of dogs doing that on TikTok and stuff. it caused $5,233 worth of flooding to the home.
Oh,
That's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Aw,
I hope you're
poor
insured.
dog.
Hope you're insured on if that ever happens.
I would have claimed that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
Yeah, 5,000. That's a big chunk for sure. That's pretty unforgivable.
If Jim the dog causes $5,000 worth of damage, are you kicking him out?
No, there's no kicking Jim out. At this point, it's just acceptance of the cards that I was dealt.
That you're in for it?
Well,
so
if
you better be insured then.
If you think about it, you're both getting kicked out because you can't afford your rent anymore.
Precisely.
You're paying for all that.
You know what,
so-
Jim? Oddly enough, our nice house is no longer going to be our house.
Yeah, you guys have staying together wherever you go.
Let's see some other good ones. We have a person that was cleaning out a fish tank, and their dog got snagged on a charging cord that caused her laptop, the person's laptop, to fall into
the
a
water?
bucket of water while
no.
she was cleaning the fish tank. That sounds like more along the lines of something my dog would do. Do your guys' dogs do this? Where anytime you're like working on something, for me, it's especially if I'm carrying stuff. My dog Zafira will stand in my way no matter where I'm trying to walk. And the worst is if I'm going back and forth, she will stand in the doorway. And just no matter where I need to go, she somehow is always just watching
she just
me.
wants to know what you're doing.
Yeah, and get in my way. And one day I'm going to trip and destroy something or hurt myself, and it's going to be her fault.
Aw, and claim that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to claim it.
Well, some of these, though, they're bad. But I feel like because, you watch any of the animal stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
I've seen worse on there from people and their dogs.
See, there's a lot of them where the dogs get paint all over the place. You cannot.
Oh, the paint.
You cannot paint if you have dogs. It's not going to end well.
No, it's not. I feel like on TikTok, too, you do see a lot of the videos. There was that one that, I can't remember what it was, but the dog, flipped over the couch and landed on the table. And that real popular sound.
Glass.
Yes, the glass one. And then the dog just, scrambles up and looks around, knows it did something wrong. And that's the thing, too, is that, a lot of dogs, if they did something wrong or broke something or spilled paint, they would know
they
did something wrong. So they would, their ears would go back. Jim, no. He would not know.
He's like, hey, we're going to go get a new table.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like, new things in the house. Oh, this is so great. That's the worst thing about
Something
him.
else for me to pee on.
Why are Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah always eating on the show? The more we feed them, the less they talk. The Riot.
Radio U.
We've got an arranged marriage story. So this is taking place in India, where a bride and groom, of course, they were meant to be married. Evidently, I guess in this case, they had never seen each other before.
Oh, sure.
Before the arranged marriage was set to take place. So on the wedding day, they get together. They're leading up to the marriage, and the bride repeatedly notices the groom kind of adjusting his headgear and stuff, he's the traditional stuff they wear, and he keeps messing with it. And so she starts to get a little suspicious, and eventually word gets to her that he's wearing fake hair.
He is or she?
He is wearing fake hair.
He's wearing a toupee then,
He's
I guess?
wearing a wig or something like that.
Oh, really?
And so once...
Hey, guys can wear that now. That's just, wigs for women, wigs for men. No big deal.
Sure. So once she gets word of this, she kind of confronts him.
bald.
Yeah, she needs to see, are you actually bald before we get married? And he was bald. He is bald. So she, at that moment, when she realized he was bald, calls off the wedding.
Aww.
She's out.
Okay, well, I don't know how to respond, though, because, if this was just you're dating someone and they're bald.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that. There's lots of handsome men who have no hair by choice or by whatever. But since they didn't know each other and it's an arranged marriage, I feel like you need to be more comfortable with each other or to kind of have time to get over people's appearance.
Yeah.
If you don't like something. But I think she was just looking for a way out.
Yeah.
And she grabbed hold of this one.
I just didn't realize it was so easy to call off an arranged marriage. Especially,
you just walk out.
Especially as the bride, I didn't know you could just walk out. I kind of thought that's kind of part of the point of the arranged marriage is.
Hey, it doesn't mean
this isn't somebody you just have to marry him.
No, it doesn't mean that everybody's not mad at her. But I bet you she did not want to get married to a stranger.
Well, it sounds very empowering to her.
Just leave?
Yeah. So good. I guess good for her. She knows what she wants. and it's not a bald man.
No, I feel bad though because that's just being, I feel like, used as the excuse.
Yeah.
So that's probably very hurtful towards the guy.
Yeah.
But she just didn't. She just wanted to run.
Now he's got he obviously already had a complex.
Yeah.
And now he's got to go out back into the dating scene, whatever that looks like for him.
Actually, it sounds like his parents is going to go back out and find him someone else.
Oh man, yeah,
for an arranged marriage.
Not necessarily gonna be easy for him. But I've been thinking lately of what I am gonna do if I ever have a bald spot.
You have so much hair.
I have a lot, but that means that if I ever what if I develop a bald spot and I don't realize because it's covered up by the long hair, and then I get a haircut and then it's short, and then it turns out I have a bald spot.
You gotta shave your head?
What am I gonna do? I was trying to think, like, how big would the bald spot have to be before I would just shave it all off? I don't want to be the person hanging on, you know? I don't want to be in between. Either I'm going to have hair or I'm not. But, if it's a small bald spot and it's small enough that I could cover up with the hair I have now in the rest of my head. You
have so much hair, I think you're going to be fine. But you also wear hats every day.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
But wearing hats, does that cause balding for guys?
It hasn't for me, evidently.
No, he has
I've been wearing hats for like 20 years.
He has long hair. You guys always ask, like, whenever we do an interview or a video, they're like, why can't you see Hudson's hair? And it's just long and there's so much.
Yeah.
And he won't take his hat off.
It's because I'm covering up a bald spot.
You're not.
Yeah.
I've seen you have nothing. You're fine.
I don't know. I'm wrestling with it because I don't want to be caught off guard one day.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.